20, isn't it?
Yeah, I don't know. You tell me, mate. I think so. Last email I had like a youngster ago was 19. So
Yeah, that's the last I remember.
can't wait to hit there with what's been happening.
Yeah. We gotta brainstorm something better.
No, we're gonna have a fucking intro. We're gonna make a bit
Well,
of
we got
intro
we got a
music.
good intro. The problem is we can't hear it.
Turn up the volume. I don't know.
No, because it's added in post because we don't have the facilities, and you've just gone full pixel on my screen.
You're a fucking pixel.
Mad. Well, welcome back to the RaceNuts Podcast. I'm just gonna leave that all in.
I didn't realize we were recording. Alright.
No, left that in. The started 50 seconds ago.
Oh fuck yeah.
We're back.
We are back. We've had a long stint off because I've been moving house and fucking around, really. But we're back.
You make a carry on about, I've been moving house, bro. I do the show from different parts of regional Australia.
That's awesome,
Never
mate.
had a problem.
At least you knew where all your shit was. I think I had everything in like 20 plus different boxes. Easy. But yeah, we've been gone for I'd say a healthy 5 weeks.
We've missed a lot. There's been a bit going on.
Yeah, there's been a bit going on, and we have been watching and listening and shit. But time has been a very precious commodity as of recently.
Yes.
So, but now we've got a little bit more up our sleeves, so we can actually get stuck into creating these podcasts and talking to fans and fans like us and getting shit done.
Well, let's we left off last episode talking about a bit of the Townsville not Townsville, the Tasmania Super Sprint. Obviously I've been there a couple of times.
Yeah.
What'd you find of it, Ash?
Oh fuck.
If you can, okay. What a great endorsement of Tasmania.
Nah, Tassie,
just enough for Ash to hold down lunch.
Tassie was good. I'll start from the beginning. The flight. We went to a bar kitchen operation at Melbourne Airport in the domestic terminal. That was horrendous. We actually had enough grease on my burger that it was like gritty.
You could have ran the plane,
but that has nothing to do.
Yeah,
that shit that's better than WD-40. That was a horrendous experience, and I was like kind of sick as well. So like I had a JD that tasted like fucking Sharpie.
Which is what we want.
Yeah.
Well, that's the best kind of JD, just loaded to the max.
Yeah, but moving on to the actual event, we were with Dan's family and we had trackside parking, like park and view operation.
Yeah.
That was good. It made it easy, and we set up down towards turn 4 hairpin at Simmons Plains. Good racing. Yeah, a very cold place as it's just paddocks around everywhere, and you got a constant breeze blowing. And we're about to have the cat feature nice and early here.
So I can't have nice things.
So yeah, no. Overall, it was really good. Really enjoyed it. Good racing. Good track for it. Hi, darling. Just straight bumhole to the camera.
Awesome. For some reason the connection's slow for me, so I'm just getting this all in pixelized form. So I'm sure later when you send me through the HD version, I will get that in all of its quality glory.
Alright. Yeah.
Look, a couple of takeaways from the weekend. I can't really remember much of the racing. I remember Nick Percat claimed a second victory on the Saturday.
Oh, yes. And I do actually remember us watching that, and just like, it was exciting stuff. It was just good form from him.
No, it was a good strategy call from Matt Stone. I think not long ago, Percat announced that he's going to be staying there for a little bit longer.
Yeah, I mean, well, he's happy there. I would say. I think it just
Oh, it's a
really,
a lot better than when he was at
yeah, I
WAU.
think it's just simply comes down to his happy. Um, he can, he might feel the freedom and a little less pressure with Matt Stone Racing, so he can run his karting team that he has, and once again, that just comes down to him doing what he enjoys doing, and so therefore he's happy in doing that, and he can attend his karting without the stresses of being in a high pressure team like WAU.
Mm. And then Sunday saw blows when uh was it? Yeah, it was Will Brown taking on Thomas Randall, whose response was to rage war on the entirety of Red Bull.
Yeah, he had that incident with Mark Dutton where Randall had, he spun Brown, didn't he? Or Feeney? Feeney? I feel like it was Feeney.
He clipped Feeney got away with it,
Yeah.
but I think Feeney got slowed down by it.
Yeah.
He clipped Will Brown at turn 4, spun him, and then just hit him again while he was spinning himself around.
Yeah.
And I think he copped 15 seconds for it.
Yeah. And then
Um,
Randall had gone across to apologize in the Red Bull garage, and Duddo fucking tripped out hard on it, and
mm,
Jamie Wincup had just said, "Hey mate, not the time or place right now. Just bring it around later."
it
That's
was a
not a
bit of
direct
clown.
quote, but like that's the
It was
vibe that it
it
gave
was a
off.
bit of clowning by my Dado.
Yeah.
Don't cross this line.
Yeah.
Was it that night? No, it was following week. We had the. We got myself a little bit lost here.
What?
That race. The second race was won by Cameron Waters.
Yeah.
Race 18.
So a good weekend with multiple different winners, really.
Yeah, real good. And obviously Chaz closed his lead up a little bit more.
Yeah, and proceeded to lose it again. But hey,
Yeah. It's alright, you're cutting out a little bit on my end.
you're cutting out.
Fuck up.
Mate, we're trying to run a professional podcast here.
Then we got the Dutch Grand Prix. Pretty much nothing to really note there other than Lando ran away with it and claimed his second career victory
Yeah.
as the Red Bull shit show continues. Followed by the Italian Grand Prix where Oscar should have won it, but then McLaren, like me in Year 7 football, dropped the ball on the strategy and threw it away. Leaving it to Charles Leclerc to win that race for the second time in his career. And then that brings us to Sandown, which I've written in the notes as Sundown because I'm an idiot.
That's right. Sandown was great. It's always great. I think I say great, but there was one point where we were fucking the anchors for the gazebo trying not to lose it to the fucking win, but we lost that battle anyway. And we did have good enough neighbours though to when we had fucked off to the paddock, our neighbours had actually taken off the tarp part of the gazebo, so then it just didn't like sail onto the racetrack or some shit. But yeah, Sandown
Oh, it was
claimed
just a
the
full
gazebo.
side collapse.
Yeah,
It just fully collapsed.
just wrecked the frame. So that was fun and interesting. But Dan and I actually spent most of our time in the paddock. A lot of people, if you didn't see it, us actually at the racetrack running around, you would have seen a couple of Dan's posts in a couple of supercars groups. Dan fucking bought a rim to get everyone signed, and his later claim is getting I would say 30 plus people happily. After Dan saying, "Can you please sign my rim?" they signed his rim. So what was that like running around with a supercars rim, Dan?
Fucking heavy. That cunt was heavy the entire time. And then the looks, the big nervous was security because we've griped about security at town before. It's notoriously crap.
Yeah.
I thought I was gonna be a real issue that they weren't gonna let me walk out with it.
Yeah.
But they no, it wasn't that bad. Well, I think that Big Mish was just trying to get everyone story I can't tell on the podcast of some bastard. Actually, no, I'm going to tell it. I'm
Yeah,
going to tell it,
do
actually.
it.
Because also, I started with Craig Lowndes, because I thought he's going to be the hardest one
Yeah.
to get. And there was a bloke, I was like the third or fourth person in line waiting for Craig Lowndes at the signing session. And there was a bloke in front of me, and he was like, "Oh, he's just got his friend coming." Yeah, no worries. Like, what's one extra person?
Yeah,
Out of
it's
10.
yeah.
Did not tell me his friend's mum, his friend's dad, his sister, fucking
The
the
whole
entire
posse.
family.
Yeah.
It had to be at least 7 people came.
Yeah.
And then like they all wanted signatures with Craig Lowndes. One had like 6 posters. One they all wanted photos of Craig Lowndes. Like, I'm carrying this heavy bastard. I'm gonna try and chase up
Everyone.
50 other drivers.
Yeah.
Fucking get a move on. No, so that was we do have a little bit more to say about my time carrying this room around, but we'll bring that up later.
Yeah.
But the weekend overall, won and done by Scott Pye and Will Brown in the '87 Red Bull Ampol Racing Camaro.
And arguably, Scott Pye actually had somewhat of a minor distraction heading into that weekend. I believe it was the Thursday beforehand, just after at the end of the media day for them. He had received a notice from Erebus, a cease and desist, due to Pye's comments on his Apex Apex Hunters United podcast, I believe is the title of their podcast. Just about
So
someone close to him. I'm not sure of the exact relationship, but Shannon, she worked in some capacity
she was
for Erebus.
their media representative, I believe.
Yes.
And then later on, I think she was a team manager prior to her departure throughout the 2018 season. She's most prominent in the Racing Line documentary made about Erebus a few years ago.
Yeah, and Pye's comments just related to how this Shannon lady was just a bit anxious to be going to work and stuff. So
yeah, just he brought up that she had anxiety, she didn't want to go.
Yeah,
that sort of stuff.
And what a great move from Erebus to,
to then send in the lawyers.
Yeah, like what the fuck? Like I know Erebus aren't going to see this shit because, well, they might if they're that petty. But come on, guys.
I don't know. They're suing Scott Pye, so take from that what you will.
Yeah. I mean, his platform is much bigger than ours, but that's just it. That's just not on. That's not good for anyone. Erebus already look like us, so I mean, how they can't step that much lower realistically. But yeah, good job on Will Brown and Scott Pye. A terrifying moment that I will take note of was we got to witness Todd Hazelwood almost fucking die coming off turn 6 when he got his slow puncture came in.
Front left puncher from contact with one of the Matstone racing cars.
Yeah,
at
and
turn 4.
It just like us watching it, I genuinely thought the wall was gonna be gone, but God knows how he pulled up. He had less than a meter easily.
Yeah,
there was nothing in it.
Nah, that was a tight one. What else? The safety cars. So they brought in a new procedure with the full. So this year that we've had the full course yellow, which is when they obviously they can choose to use the full course yellow or the FYC as a virtual safety car like Formula 1 does. But what they also do is when a safety car is called, is pull everyone down to 80 regardless of where they are during that process.
Yeah.
After Tasmania, all the teams and supercars decided, we're going to make that a minimal 2-lap system. So 2 full laps under the full course yellow. Just call it a virtual safety car. That does my head in that changed it. Before deploying the physical safety car, this would allow everyone to have their pit stop safely and not double stack and all this.
Yep.
This is what the teams wanted. The results of this meant that so you got 2 full laps, then you got the physical safety car deployed, then everyone's going to catch the safety car, and then any lap cars are going to be released.
Yeah.
And then once they're released and at the back of the grid, again, then and only then did they pull in the safety cars. We were talking like 5-lap safety cars and 5-lap safety cars for safety cars that would normally be maybe 1 or 2 laps, if that.
Yeah.
It meant no double stacking, which it's annoying because that's
That just helped big teams. That's all that
yeah,
did.
pretty much. Well, it majorly disadvantaged um Penrite Grove Racing when their car caused the first safety car, because now they're just pitting and they're disadvantaged regardless. So
Yeah.
and then more annoyingly too was there was a couple incidents where the safety car wasn't even needed, where they could have
Just
put
what? Yeah, they could have waited
a local
out.
yellow.
Yeah.
Like most notoriously, I think would have been the incident with Jack LeBrock at turn 4 when he was in the wall.
Yeah. Oh, and he
about
went
he
back
got out
and
of it.
forth to get out. Yeah.
Yeah, and then I think there might have been another incident when was it Frosty that went off at turn 7 at turn 9 where we were and he got out. Oh no, it might have been it might have been Jackson Evans the first time, like went in deep, kept the boot in it, and he got out, but they'd
Yeah.
already called the safety car.
Yeah.
So,
There was a bit someone. I don't know. It might have been someone new on the trigger for it.
no, it's the same people. I think it's just the new procedure. They have actually changed it ahead of Bathurst. So the new procedure is, instead of slowing down to 80, it's now going to be 120. Because that was a big problem, was they got 15 seconds to be under 80. They don't have to slow down at certain points. So as Scott Pye was explaining, was they're trying to maximize, from a competitive point of view, you got to maximize it to until the very last second, then get under 80, because otherwise you're missing out to everyone else that isn't.
Yeah.
And this led to a couple of shunts on the main straight of cars hitting each other because other cars were braking before them. And everyone was getting under 80, I didn't think so. They've brought it up to 120, so that won't be such a big speed differential. And they've, more importantly, dropped the two lap minimal. So arguably they should drop the lucky dog as well.
Yeah.
But it's now no longer a minimal 2 laps under the full course yellow, which, like, 2 laps of Bathurst at 80 is going to be long to start with. So it's hopefully it should be full. It just should be just safety car. The physical car gets deployed immediately until everyone else catches the safety car. Everyone's doing 80. That makes sense. And now the taking away this minimal, there should be no reason to have everyone not double stacking and avoiding the double stack chaos.
Yeah. It's yeah. Mean, by all means, try new things, but that wasn't it.
Yeah,
that wasn't good.
No, that was a shit show.
Yeah.
Also on the shit show front, Ford's engines detonating. I think I'm in lap 28 or something.
Yeah.
Richie Stanaway's engine let go on the back straight. Have you actually watched the replay of that yet, or seen any close-up videos of that yet?
I feel like I have, but coming to it, I believe Richie lost his shit in the car. He
wasn't impressed. But so it was a total failure of the I believe it was a crankshaft that ended in the failure of the whole drive line.
Yeah.
But it was so violent, it actually popped both rear tires.
Oh shit! So it locked up in some fashion and.
Just from the straight lock up and probably the fastest part of the track. I don't know how fast they're doing there. Probably easy 200.
Yeah.
So 200, and then the TV. Watch it on board, because the TV doesn't give justice about how far he slid with the rears locked.
Yeah.
So there's that. That actually led to a bit of a funny moment because the Sandown's got the lip at the back of pit lane. They can't actually put cars off the truck onto the into the back of the garage like they normally do most other tracks. So it means that it's got to be delivered straight into pit lane.
Yeah. I'm with you.
So the truck pulls up in the bay before Grove, so they can tilt back.
Yeah.
Which is also Matt Stone's pit bay, which led to the Matt Stone boys having a shit fit because they had a car coming in.
Yeah.
So there was that. think they only had really major. We had the big crash with, I think it might have been, I think it was one of the Matsone cars, but I can't remember who. I got a feeling it might have been the number 4 Cameron Hill. Had a incident with Kai Allen in the 17 when Kai was trying to pull into the pit lane with a slow puncher, and then got spun and then hit in the front end, which ripped the radiator out, which they did eventually get the car back out, but severely down laps and not competitive. Just simply getting laps for Kai.
Yeah, I mean, that's like with Cooper Murray and Craig Lowndes. A lot of Craig's job was just to do what he had to do and then give Cooper experience for Bathurst. And they placing 5th as well for that duo. Very strong outing for a wild card. Very strong. Like, I believe that's the highest wild card outing in some years, if not in
ever since wild cards came in. I think 2005 might have been the first year they allowed them.
Yeah.
That's the best ones ever done.
Yeah.
What else? I'm just trying to think. We had Kostecki, obviously. Hazelwood at driving his car had a big off with that slow tire. And then Kostecki got the car back into a real competitive spot. Probably looking at a possible podium when it just failed. Total electrical failure. That was it. That was their day done.
Yeah.
What else? Sort of. Yeah. So we had a lot of these safety car periods and all this. And then 2 near the end of the event. One for the second time when what's his name, Jackson Evans went off again at turn 9 and got stuck in the wall.
Yep.
And then on the restart, as previously mentioned, Jack LeBrock got a push off. I think it might have been, who gave him a shove? I can't remember. It was Matt Payne got up on the inside of him, turn 4, and pushed him out wide, which ended him into the wall. Which meant the race ended time certain under safety car.
Yep. At 5:43 p.m. A lot of people have started to, like, well, not a lot, but I've seen comments of people calling it the Sandown 480 due to how late they are starting the event. Like, they could easily start it an hour earlier if they just compact the days.
They brought it half hour early this year.
Yeah.
From last year.
Yeah, but you do that. I mean, you change safety car rules, it makes it negligible.
Yeah, no, it was stupid. It's fucking stupid. So, not Supercars calling the time certainty that's the cancel.
Yeah, but that is what it is. But for Supercars not to
bring it forward. And that a lot of people worry, like, that was a 2:30 start.
Yeah.
Or 2:10, or whatever. And Bathurst has been pushed back again this year to a 11:30 start. Like, Bathurst is the only race that isn't time certain on the calendar.
But you can't race in the dark.
You can't race in the dark, so it's really until light is gone.
Yeah.
Which is unlikely. None has ever gone time certain in its history, but, like, it's good to see these rules are changed. That was the big wild card and all this.
Yeah.
I think that's really it. That's coming away from that. So top three, from Sandown, Will Brown and Scott Pye, won it, and done it from pole. Followed by the 88 of Brock Feeney and Jamie Whincup.
Yep.
And the 31 of James Golding and David Russell.
Bang, done.
Done.
Do we have the results for what the wild card, the mobile boost wild card achieved?
I think it was the last. I can bring it up quickly. I'm 99% sure it was the last car running though.
Yeah.
Which, like, it's a wild card. It is what it is.
Yeah, they're there for a drive, just about.
Yeah. Oh no, so it'll be second last because obviously the 17 was a couple of laps down.
Yeah.
the last competitive car.
Yeah.
When we're looking calendar results,
Yeah.
season results, view results of race 19.
Bang, bang. Straight fucking data.
The
Charter Racing, I believe it might have been under.
yeah, the 19th.
Oh, that's
So
all
it
right.
finished 19th, but not bad. So it finished
No.
ahead of obviously Jack LeBrock dropped out with the with that last real lap incident. The Pizza Hut car got spun around by our old friend Cameron McLeod,
Yep.
and that put him in the wall for at least a lap plus. I think he had a bit of damage from it. Jackson Evans, as we mentioned, was in the wall at car 9 at turn 9. Took a little bit while to get out there. Nick Percat was out for a couple of laps, having to fix all the damage done by that incident with the 17. Then obviously the 17's in the same position.
Yeah, and just keeping with the Sandown theme, you have a bit of fat to chew about the Sandown replay, the KO Sandown replay. Did you want to get stuck into that while we're here?
No, I'm going to bring that up in the sim bin.
The sin bin.
No.
Right, cool. Do we
we'll move-
Joey Mawson suspension due to a
Uh,
failed drug test? Get stuck into that one.
and where are you jumping to?
I don't know. I'm jumping. I'm just looking fucking wherever.
No, I was thinking, well, we'll smash out the races
Oh
first.
well. All right. Well, to Baku Grand Prix we go then.
Yes.
I think I watched the first half of it. Yes, this is the one that I watched the first half of it because I was already fucked from like the day at Sandown.
Soft.
And then I went, oh yeah, not too much is gonna kick off here. Pretty standard operation. Just to wake up the next day to some good news that Oscar Piastri had done his thing again. And you were saying it was a fight to the end as well.
Oh, it was so. McLaren called the strategy good and got Oscar on a fresh set, and then Oscar just dive bombed Charles Leclerc by literally 30 meters, like out of nowhere, just dropped.
Was that with DRS? Do you have DRS?
No. This is the run between turn 1 and turn 2.
Oh shit! Yeah.
So like really dropped in on him, and then really just did the beautiful thing of just keeping Charles Leclerc close enough to have DRS and to keep in his wake, but not close enough to have a dive.
Yeah.
Just completely cooking his tyres, and then Charles Leclerc was looking to have another crack.
Yeah.
But then he literally 3-4 laps to the end, tyres completely fell off.
Yeah. All I could do was bring it home.
Yeah, all I had to do was bring it home, but then he was under the pump from Checo Perez and his own teammate behind Checo. And on the second last lap, them two squabbling over trying to get the slipstream for Charles Leclerc on that run down the turn 3, just pretty much came together and ricocheted in the wall, and that was it. George, obviously Charles Leclerc kept his P2. George Russell inherited P3, and I think Max came up to P7, and I think Lando maybe finished P8. So this was Lando qualified horribly. Both Max and qualified horribly.
Yeah.
But for all this thing about Lando having a championship fight, this should have been the race where he should have won because he would have got good points on Max. But he didn't. He qualified like shit. Apparently that was because of a red flag, but still, yeah, should have done it really in the banker lap instead of really pinning all your hopes on the last lap. So that's Oscar Piastri's second career victory,
and just in a few races as well. That's really good form from him.
I think it was his 35th Grand Prix start.
We also. Oh no! All right, I keep fucking
last
skipping.
one, Singapore.
Yeah, Singapore. Yeah. So we have the Singapore Grand Prix. I didn't catch any of this. As I said, I was moving house and shit, and
it generally sucked. Nothing happened. Literally nothing happened in that race.
Okay, just
so pretty much
besides,
same as
Daniel Ricciardo.
Yeah, that whole thing. We'll get into that in a second. But in terms of the races, it's the race itself. Carbon copy of Zandvoort. Just Lando got a good start. got in the lead and walked away with it. I think he finished 35 odd seconds in front of Max.
Yeah.
Good strategy. Um, saw Piastri fall behind for taking another stop, but then hunt down both Mercedes and take them quite easily for P3. But the big story was all this weirdness around Ricardo of it being clear that he's leaving.
Yeah.
Like no one's saying he's leaving, but all the chat is he's gone, he's done. This is the last one.
Yeah. More Lawson's in. Fucking
Yeah,
make way.
pretty much.
Yeah.
And no one was saying anything, but that was the vibe. Kim Illman was all on top of it.
Yeah.
On the last lap, he stopped. He actually gave up position to stop and take a set of softs for the fastest lap on the last lap, which was a bit of a nod of a goodbye and slash helping out Max with the championship by taking the fastest lap off Lando,
Yeah.
which will be extremely hilarious if that's actually what
If
cost Lando the championship is a single point.
Yeah.
And then afterwards there was a lot of emotion with him from the paddock during the interviews. Just saying because he said to me it could be his last one. Also, he knew but couldn't say so.
Yeah.
And then we went back to the what's the word I'm looking for here for the motorhome, the entire
The hospitality suite.
hospitality suite. The entire team gave him a guard of honor. So look, it's better than most Red Bull drivers get when they're dropped.
Yeah.
Still pretty piss poor for an 8-time Grand Prix winner.
Yeah.
7 of them with Red Bull, including a Monaco win. And arguably should have been a second Monaco win if they didn't screw him over in 2016.
Yeah.
And that's really the end of. I don't know where he goes from here. You can go to IndyCar, but that's a lot of effort to go in such a competitive area.
Yeah.
I reckon you might have a swing at NASCAR because why not? Supercars thrown around a lot. I want to see it happen. He's given them a test before as a promotional thing with the Kelly boys a few years ago.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he definitely won't come back for a full time driver. It would be purely a wild card.
Yeah.
And then in that case of how it would be Bathurst, or we just come to Sydney for fun. How deep does he want to get his toes in, and does he really want to come back to Australia at all?
Yeah, I mean, he's so set up overseas, and there's so many more competitive things. But I mean, if he wants to come back to Australia to dial it down a bit.
Well, he's very American. He pretty much lives there.
Yeah.
And he says he loves America and he loves all the sports. He's a big sporting guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real shame he didn't get a proper farewell. I understand the Lawson scenario and good on him. It's good to see him get in there. There's no reason why Lawson shouldn't be on the grid 2 years ago, let alone now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. A little part of me hopes that AlphaTauri is just out of competition at the end of the season. Is unreachable either way from the team behind and can't reach the team ahead, and they just throw him in for a proper Abu Dhabi goodbye.
Yeah.
A proper final race with all the burnouts and all the
celebrations.
the shit around it, celebrations. Yeah. A proper, because this is real piss poor for really arguably the most popular driver on the grid.
Yeah,
and one that is given to Formula One through Drive to Survive his popularity so much to have it end like this is just piss poor by Red Bull.
Yeah, it's fucking ordinary.
Apparently, the story from inside the team is Christian wanted to keep him, but Marco wanted him gone. And I don't know what helmet Marco's got on Christian. Well, we do. See January, but makes you wonder how much more what was Christian at P Diddy parties? Like, what the fuck is Marco holding over him?
Yeah.
Oh, so that's all the racing caught up on.
Yep. Now we're heading into Toyota.
Biggest news, biggest news story in supercars for
releasing a Gen 3 Supra coming 2026. They've got about 12. No, they would have had the last couple of years, but they've got 12 more months to get their shit sorted. Get the cars made. more so. If
Apparently this has been
there'd already be a half or quarter way there.
apparently this has been kept very under wraps, and it's been a lot of. Well, there'll be interesting. There'll be a lot of stuff we can ask Crompton about at the V8 Sleep Night.
Yeah,
But apparently, from what I've been reading, Crompton, obviously, because he has a big connection with Toyota through organising the Toyota 86 series,
yeah,
he's the one that really brought Toyota on board with supercars.
yeah,
And then WAU was later sourced as to be their team.
yeah.
But apparently, yeah, under secrecy, they scanned the Supra for CAD and all that for the beginning of the whole parity process 12 months ago.
No,
So that's how long this has been in the works.
yeah.
And it was
They're good for. That's an amazing effort to keep it under wraps for that long.
yeah, or even just for the fact of that the official announcement, like the whole thing you saw everyone standing up with the little clay model they had there and stuff. Apparently that was on the Tuesday before Sandown.
Oh, okay, yeah,
So that still managed to remain secret for 6 days.
yeah,
And through a race weekend.
yeah. Let alone all the media's around everyone and shit like that.
Yeah. Obviously the media were invited. That was the whole point of it, but still.
Yeah,
To have the embargo hold for that long.
it's a good effort.
Yeah.
It's a
And
really
even
good
to the point that it didn't leak onto SpeedCaf until the night before, and someone sent to me in one of our group chats, and I literally dismissed it, going like, yeah,
Yeah, no.
Toyota come to supercars. It's like the high speed rail to Brisbane or the train line to Melbourne Airport. They say that every few years, and it never fucking happens. And then it fucking happens. So I look like a complete jackass. But no, apparently there's going to be a car to look at Bathurst. If it's a supercar, I think it's just going to be probably a plastic mock-up of a rough idea.
Yeah, what they
Um,
may be going for, the general gist of it.
I don't think it's going to be the little clay half that they had on display.
Yeah,
But it'll be interesting. This is very good for the sport, very good sponsor, like very good in terms of their TV negotiations.
yeah. I mean, a brand like Toyota, who has proven their presence through the AFL,
Yeah,
is
well,
a
the
great thing to have.
second biggest sponsor in Australia besides Apple.
Yeah, is Apple a big sponsor here?
Yeah, apparently
Fuck
it
do
is.
they sponsor?
Phones. Advertising, like in terms of like TV ads and stuff.
Oh,
not
okay.
literally,
I was gonna
yeah.
say like,
I meant in general, because that's gonna be as Aaron Noonan was saying on his podcast of that's gonna be a big trigger for them, of saying like going to Channel 7, hey, you've already got a deal with Toyota,
yeah,
with AFL, and they already spend a lot of money with your AFL and on you in general. Now they're gonna spend even more money to whoever owns the supercars.
yeah,
And they can say the same with Channel 9, saying, well, you got a big deal with the NRL or the cricket.
yeah,
And so, yeah, they apparently over the last 12 months between AFL, cricket, and NRL, they pumped $100 million into those free sports and sponsorship money.
Jesus.
Plus, you know, the TV ads that run through every time there's a goal or a try or a wicket.
Yeah, and the center the center field.
Yeah, on the goal
fucking
center,
thing.
on the, you know, all the retiring players coming out and Toyota
Hiluxes.
Hiluxes.
Yeah.
So no, it's good for the sport, and for all those saying the sport's dying, well, fucking look at this. You know, like Toyota don't. As some, I'm stealing a lot from Noons, but no one's listening anyway. As Noons was saying, Toyota don't have to be here.
Yeah.
Toyota's already a very successful brand. They don't sell anything performance, and they don't need to sell anything performance. The Supra is not a selling car because it's not a car like you can just buy. You got to order. It's a whole fucking mission.
Yeah.
And the Toyota 86 is not a car. You'll probably find there's more Toyota 86 shells racing than what there is on the roads.
Yeah.
So they don't need that to do this. They don't need to advertise it. Something about supercars the way it is now is saying we should jump in bed, we should get involved.
Yeah.
And once they break that glass, brands like BMW and Kia and Audi, they will start looking in, because once like what it was 10 years ago when Nissan broke the mold by coming in,
Yeah.
and proved that they could. Other brands did, and more importantly, Nissan with the Nissan, the Volvo, and the Mercedes coming in the last generation of car, that was a team going to a manufacturer and getting the manufacturer's blessing to use their stuff, basically.
Yeah.
Where this is a full proper Toyota factory involvement.
Yeah. And being the powerhouse of money that Toyota are,
Mm.
they're going to have the best engineers money can afford. Whether it's going to be a new team, so they're still got to find their legs, and everyone's got to
Well,
figure out how
it's
to work with each other.
Ryan Walkinshaw said he's big. Sorry.
So yeah, it's not going to be
Ryan
easy.
Walkinshaw said his big thought behind this was they want to be a homologation team again, like they were in the olden days.
Yeah. So
And that's what they want.
yeah, they're going to have some politics and shit to work out. Just like they've probably think it's all good now and stuff, but just once cars are actually on track and shit starts to, once their cars go into a wall, it might just flare up some things that they weren't understanding could happen or whatever. Or, just different people are involved now. So,
I feel like the team as a whole is going to have to say, well, let's get Toyota in and settled and locked in before we start pulling the politics shit, because this is good for the sport overall.
yeah. Yeah. I mean, they're going to have to take the blows as they
Especially
come.
now that the Camaro has ended
Yeah.
its production. This is a big difference between Ford and GM. Is GM, like all those brands I brought up before, have no real involvement outside of sponsorship.
Yeah.
Ford's got actively involvement, but how much is who to say? So this gives some teams that don't want just permission to put the badge on the side of the car and out. Toyota is already looking for a second team. My money would be on Team 18.
Yeah.
Or Matt Stone Racing would be my top two guests. But this does give all the other Camaro teams an out if they want out. And I don't doubt Triple Eight to come and steal the Thunder again, like they did 10 years ago, which would be extremely funny if in 2032 they decided they want to be a Toyota homologation team and take it back off WAU again.
They fucking would. All right, so we're gonna move on to Joey Mawson. Yeah, so I believe it was a week and a half or so now ago. Joey Mawson released on his social media platforms. I don't have it up right in front of me, but I did have a good read of it.
I do have the article.
Yeah. So he basically claimed that, I believe it was earlier in the year, he was at an event at Phillip Island, and
we were there.
Oh, well, would you look at that? And he had done a drug test through the official Australian doping agency or something like that. And
yeah, this was last year. Sorry.
Okay, this 23
June.
Okay, so yeah, he'd done a piss test basically, and had failed. Don't know what substance was or whatever, but a fail's a fail.
My understanding was it was a. I'm going off memory here because I remember reading this all when it all first happened. Because I was like, "What the fuck can you?" Because they were clear when it came out it wasn't an illicit drug.
Yeah.
I was like, "Well, what the fuck can you get pinned for in motorsports? Like that's all under ASADA anyway."
Yeah.
But I'm looking for the article now to see if it says it doesn't. My memory says me it's a drug that helps for recovery with training.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So it's just like a muscle rejuvenation fucking
something along that line. I'm looking. Here we go. Well, good luck to me pronouncing this. Midrodona. MILDRONATE.
Yeah. So
yeah,
I don't know what that
good luck
drug
with
does
that. Say
too
that
much.
3
but
times
yeah.
and it will summons agent spell.
Yeah.
Began taking it on the March 14th for 23. I never intended for this is direct quotes from Joey.
Yeah.
I never intended for the supplement to enhance my racing at the risk of subsequent drivers to take. Was it for drivers to take a minimal benefit overall? Overall performance make no sense. I honest mistake. Yeah, yeah. So it doesn't say exactly. I'm 99% sure it's it's like meant to be a um post workout a post training sort of thing. But yeah, the end result. So he got suspended in June prior to that Phillip Island event in June of last year, and finally, Motorsports was it Motorsports Australia or the FIA? Might be a starter. No, Motorsports Australia. Has finally handed down a verdict of a 3-year suspension.
Yeah, that's rough. It's gonna be hard for him to get sponsorship and shit back in
Yeah,
the sense
especially
of
now that
continuation.
as we'll get into in a moment, that whole landscape around Speed Series has just changed.
It's collapsed.
Yeah.
And that's, I believe, where Joey Mawson really made his bed in Speed
Mm.
Series, if I'm not
Yeah,
wrong.
no, he was S5000. He was a real big S5000 guy.
Yeah.
I think there was talks about having a crack at TCR.
So yeah.
So
But
I
well,
wonder what he does now.
nothing. Fucking sits there.
Well, surely, Motorsports Australia.
He can't compete.
Yeah, but what if he goes to the United States?
I
That's what I'd be
I
doing.
think he would have a strike against his name.
I don't know. Does Motorsports does United States depends on the racing
They
league, you
probably
know?
would, they would see it. If not, if they
Oh,
don't
they'd be aware of
if
it. You couldn't. It
they,
wouldn't be a case of
y-
going under the radar. It'd be a
yeah,
case of
do they recognize it officially?
yeah.
Um, but yeah, but anyway, Joey Mawson, fucking,
Well,
it's
even
tough
even if
shit,
he
and he took that on the chin too. With
yeah, he took it on the chin. I'm even wondering what's that other league that races at the trucks and stuff? Australian
VMRC with the
no the
oh I know it. It's
not
the
the Victorian
they've
State
got the
round.
fucking green
Yeah, A was it ASSP or something like that. Their their whole thing is that they're not Motorsports Australia, and hence why they end up racing at Calder Park before Calder Park got the license back. So
Yeah,
I wonder if he could do that. Go to a but I was just saying Australian
but
Sport and
once
League.
again, sponsorship. He would.
I don't know. I don't
He
know.
took it on the chin, all
I
good and
feel like
well.
the sponsorship
But
is not the hardest thing to do.
maybe next year
I
he
feel like
comes
it's just
back.
purely having somewhere to go.
Maybe next year he comes back. This year he just chills out,
Oh
gets
yeah,
his head in the right place, and then can come back
um,
competitive manner.
well the suspension must be from we're now 25. The suspension must be from now because he says the ban lifts May 13th, 2026.
Yeah,
So that's shit. I don't know. That would be my. That's what I'd be sussing on. Like, hey, can I skirt this and at least keep my
keep your eye
sharp
in.
in the United States?
Yeah,
Because I know I can imagine most of Australia ban would pass to the FIA,
yeah.
so you can't go to Europe.
So you got to go do some
Considering
weird
most of our stuff
category
follows the
somewhere.
FIA, so I don't know. Yeah, but can you have a crack at some of those lower Indy car?
Yeah.
Not Indy lights, but the categories below that, like North
All the
American Formula
feeder
Ford and stuff.
series that work up
Yeah,
to it.
just to
Yeah,
keep his eye in. But also, I don't know what he does
outside of racing. Yeah,
here in Australia. He's 28 years old, so he could have
he could have a career well on the way.
Mm. Yeah, he had been in contention for a Bathurst 1000 co-drive too. I remember that. That was he couldn't get the super license points. That's what stopped him.
Yeah.
Man, that's shit. Well, speaking of shit things, let's talk about the end of Speed Series.
Yeah. It was nice Speed Series. It
It was
was
nice.
nice.
It's like completely dead. It's now going under this STR banner, who are the people that brought the Australian GT Challenge.
Yeah.
So I suspect Australian GT will now become the top card,
Yeah.
followed with the other two. I know TCR is also now hunting a spot on the supercars support bill, and I suspect Trans-Am will be doing the same.
Yeah. I mean, Speed Series gave it a good crack. And
Oh,
their events were
they were
good.
running under various names for 20 years.
Yeah. But yeah, finally just came to an end, you know.
Yeah, so
that's all
they're
good.
going to finish out this season. They just announced the the track schedule for the last ever Bathurst International.
Yep.
I'm just trying to see if I can get a little bit of an article about this before we go too deep. I'm pretty much just saying what I already just said. Oh, fuck off, Speed Cav. I'm already signed up to the email list. Stop asking me if I want to be on the email list. You send me nothing but crap anyway. But they are going to keep to the already announced Speed Series calendar. So that's Phillip Island, round 1 in April at Phillip Island, round 2 in May at SMP, round 3 in June at TBC. Round 4 at Queensland Raceway in August, round 5 at the Bend in September, which I suspect will be pretty close to when the 500 lands there. So watch that space. And finally, what? No, I'm reading that fucking wrong.
Squint a little harder, mate.
Hampton Downs is a US track, isn't it?
I don't know. No, that's New
UK
South
track.
Wales, isn't it? It's New
Hampton Downs.
Sorry,
I could have swore that was a UK track.
No, I think it's like regional New South Wales.
Hampton Downs.
Oh, New Zealand.
Of course, Tony Quinn owns it. For fuck's sake, does anything get? Oh, it's New Zealand.
Yeah.
Oh, that makes sense because I thought it was UK. I was thinking like you're gonna get Trans-Am cars all over Britain. Oh fuck me, Tony. What don't you own, cunt?
Everything. That's it. He just owns everything.
Oh. Well, let's crack into the sim bin, I reckon.
All right. So the sim bin is a new. After Dan decided to, it's really a place for us to rant and just shit on the shit things that we either do at a racetrack or things that are just not on.
Things that
basically.
are just shit,
so
including things that we do, like the podcast.
So it's really just I would say a ranting space of the podcast to really compose it, and also charge Dan guilty or me guilty of just cringe shit we do at the racetrack, because we are still normal people. We still do dumb shit, but so this is what this segment's about, the sim bin, and it will evolve over time as we.
Yeah. Well, I'm thinking now that you said that, I'm just adding this to my little list here. If I'm going to say my sin last because I want to go through a couple other things first.
Yeah.
But before that, I'm putting in one about you.
All right. Well. I believe we are allowed to defend ourselves in this.
Oh, you will be doing a lot of defending.
All right. Awesome.
So I just had an absolute flashback to something horrible you did to mainly me.
Oh, cool. All right.
Okay, but before we kick off, first one, KO Sandown replay.
Yep.
Finally had some time yesterday to sit down, and I like to rewatch the races when I can, just from the races that I was at, just to see all the things I missed out on TV.
Yep.
Stuff I might have missed on commentary. So went to KO, went to Supercars, Sandown 500, race 19, full replay.
Lovely.
Yep, bang. I immediately noticed that the stream was only 2 hours long. Ooh. I thought, that's odd. I swear it was more than that. Quickly opened the Supercars app.
Checked the
race time was free. Race time was 3 hours and 35 minutes. Maybe they've cut out the safety car laps, which is not real impressive, but
it can be a thing.
It can be a thing. It's not too crazy, so it is what it is.
So,
just pulling up a note I'm going to need in a moment. I'm like, okay, so they probably cut a lot of the safety car stuff out, and then you'll go back to when it goes green flag.
Yeah.
Annoying, but that's what it is. I really wanted the nitty-gritty stuff that happened during the safety car.
Yeah.
So get to the first safety car for Rich Stanaway's engine eating it. Yeah, sure enough, that's what happened. We get the safety car boards out, a couple of replays, and then it goes back to
green flag.
Pretty much the final few corners of the safety car comes in. And we get another safety car for something else. Same thing. This is where it begins to shit me. Because now I'm watching the laps. I'm like, wondering how much time. Because I know for a fact there was about 45 minutes worth of safety car laps in the race. I read that somewhere. So I know that's, math ain't math in here.
Yeah, you've
Because
got about half an hour
I'm
short or
expecting,
something.
yeah, I'm missing 95 minutes, but I'm only expecting to be missing 45. It is what I think it is.
Yeah,
And I'm thinking, well, we're talking race time here, so I'm not talking about like they cut off the podium on his shot like this.
yeah,
So I'm watching the lap count as it goes through and through and through the race. And then I'm not adding mayo to this. This is exactly what fucking happened to the lap count. Lap 44, Cameron McLeod clips the 96, spinning it into the dirt and getting it wedged on the fence.
yep,
Safety car boards and flags. Jumps to a replay, shows it again.
yep.
Jumps to then not the green flag dropping of the safety car restart on lap 50-ish. No. Jumps to the car 17 Nick Percat incident when Nick Percat clipped Kai Allen on lap. Let me check this before I fuck this up because it's extraordinary. On lap 68, 24 laps just got cut out. Just completely gone. And there was no restart from that. It's just like, oh, there's a virtual safety car, and then bang, green flags, and then it was off to like a little bit of the last 25 odd laps. Fucking 24 laps were missing
Mate,
in their entirety.
KO's obviously running out of service space or something.
It was ridiculous. I expect this from Channel 7 because Channel 7's replay system is shit.
Yeah.
If I knew that, I wouldn't have sat there and watched the whole 2-hour thing. I just want to watch the.
I
wouldn't have bothered watching the highlights
Yeah.
because I don't need I didn't want the highlights. I was there.
You wanted the nitty gritty.
I want the nitty gritty bullshit. I wanted to see Larko carrying on about fucking tires or some shit.
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh,
All right.
so that shits me.
But
next one.
I'm gonna before we move on, KO guilty. I'm gonna say KO guilty for that.
Yeah, KO do better.
Do better.
Shit house.
That's crap.
Second one. As you know, I've gone to a lot of the rounds this year. The music before the race can fuck off.
Yep, that can go. We've had terrible DJs at the Australian Grand Prix. We have actively on the big screen actually watched commentators, whether Channel 7 or AusGP TV or anything.
AusGP can be forgiven because it's a once. They only do it once a year. They can be given for fuck ups.
But
and they never did that. They never did that again last year.
Supercars playing dance music. Literally,
not
as
even
we're
dance
going
music, dude. It's just classic rock. It's Gold FM, and I've been to enough events now. It's the same playlist. I'm willing to put some money on it. It's the same fucking playlist.
Yeah,
that they're doing over and over and over again.
And you'll only get commentary fade in halfway through to the lap to the grid, the out lap.
Yeah, if that. So like you got Larko on the screen banging on about something in the Hino hub, and you no idea. You're
none the wiser. Yeah. Supercars, do better there, please. For the true fans, no one gives a fuck about the music, to be honest. Like, have it in the meantime. But once we're sitting on the grid, even halfway, once we're through the grid and people going up the drivers, there's stuff happening. Let us know the nitty gritty.
No one wants to hear. No one wants to hear.
Eagle Rock
halfway
or some
there
shit
for the third time. Yeah, no one wants to hear Eagle Rock again.
Yeah.
I'm gonna add this in one. This is not on my original list, but
no, and it's terrifying because you said it was about me. So
no, not this one. I do have that one coming up, but
shit. All right.
Fuck you! I've lost my train of thought.
You were adding one in.
Damn it!
All right, beautiful. Anyway,
all right, okay. Flashback to Sandown,
which is this year, the one just
earlier this year for Speed Series. Oh no, late last year for Speed Series. We're in the garage with Gary Rogers Motorsports. We couldn't get back into the grandstand in time to watch the start of the race, so popped our heads in there and said, "Hey boys, mind if we just chill at the back of the garage and watch the race from the screens got in here?" Yeah, no worries.
Yeah,
all good.
Very relaxed atmosphere. Lovely.
Very relaxed atmosphere. Went in there, we chilled out. You keep fucking off into the pit lane because you love breaking people's trust.
Yeah. Hey, when you say fucking off, I mean I'm not going past the garage door. I'm just poking my head around the corner.
I keep going to talk to you, and you're gone. and whenever I look for you, you're in the pit lane.
You gotta do what you gotta do, mate.
Anyway, that's all sweet. I'm standing just behind the mechanics. I'm really interested in listening on their radios and what they're doing.
The
And
engineers and everyone, yep.
yeah. And Cody Garland was racing for them at times, so I was really interested to see what was going on with there. And
Yeah.
I can't remember who that. I was Aaron. Yeah, it was Aaron Cameron. So it was Cody Garland and Aaron Cameron
Yeah.
they had at the time. So it was really interesting to see what was happening. I think Cameron was generally fighting for at least a podium, if not the overall win.
Yep.
Cody was having a bit of a tough one.
Yep.
And then Big Hoss himself comes in, right? Gary Rogers. And he's just standing in front of me and he's talking to his guys and what's going on, why is that happening?
Yeah.
What's the plan here? What's
everyone
thinking of
thinking?
this happen? Yeah. And then you walk up and say quite loudly into practically Gary Rogers' ears, "Do you feel like a real race engineer, Dan?"
And I think Dan
And
did.
promptly I had to look at you trying to tell you with my eyes to shut the fuck up.
Right. This is
Because Gary Rogers is right there.
I'm gonna claim innocence on this one because I didn't know. I didn't know. I a lot of figures in the paddock. I don't put a name or a face together.
I claim you guilty because that would have been bad even if Gary Rogers wasn't there.
Yeah.
That was almost as bad as when you said to someone at Vic State who just had a laptop on top of a car, "Ooh, to be a race engineer," and he just explained that he was just a guy with a laptop.
Hey, that wasn't too bad. And those people remember that stuff. But I want to get on to
I remember that stuff.
your sin. Now, yours is I don't want you to interrupt me here because I really want to say it from my perspective.
I will object.
No,
I will object
okay.
to your lies.
So everyone knows Brad Jones Racing. Brad Jones, fucking basically a legend of the paddock. But he is bigwig. Everyone calls him Brad. It's the only name everyone's ever really called him off. And as said earlier in the podcast, Dan and I are hunting autographs for Dan's supercars room. So we're just sitting by the paddock entrance, just like harassing figures that we know. And we see Brad come up. He's walking. It's pretty low key.
I'm trying to get his attention.
Yeah, Dan's trying to get his
not
attention.
Standing directly in the way.
And I don't know if this was you had to be there. But Dan shouts, "Bradley! Wait, Bradley!" He called Brad Jones
got his
Bradley.
attention. It got his attention. It worked.
Yeah, because he probably thought of his fucking mother calling him.
It got his attention, but that being said, obviously my full name's Daniel. If someone I didn't know called me Daniel in the streets, I'd be swinging.
Yeah.
Like you better be ducking and weaving. You call me Daniel and I don't know you that well. Let alone have some giant piece of busted aluminium for you to sign.
Yeah. And get called Bradley. Now, it was the most disgusting thing I've ever witnessed, and I think the jury's out on this one, that Dan is guilty of committing a sin, and it's just not on.
I think I brought it back with humour. I reminded him that the rim wasn't off one of his cars, which is hilarious because typically one of his cars are in the wall.
No, jury says no.
A lot less cars since Jack Smith left, but still.
There's still hopefully pit stop awards from. Anyway, we're gonna keep this fucking podcast moving because it is going fucking forever.
Going long.
It's going long, but we haven't.
That's what happens when we're gone for a while.
Anyway, that's the sin bin. That segment will be improved upon. Now we've got
and message us before we go. Not to say anyone's listening, but message us with your sin bin moments from really just across the board.
Yeah. And
you got sin bin? Let's hear it.
If you've made it an hour into our podcast, that's a sin bin moment in its fucking self. So there's one that you can just submit straight away. Now,
If you made it an hour and 10 minutes in the podcast, hello, Aaron.
yeah.
How's fixing the car going?
Yeah, how's the fucking Caprice going, mate? A
Let's
sniffing
go
fucking
into
bog dust that you just sanded off.
let's go into we really should just name this untitled segment. We got it just called Race Fans Chat, where we put a post out earlier this evening looking for your hot takes, questions, any form of engagement that helps our posts.
Yeah.
It's great to see no one did. But except our friends from Let's Talk Motorsports.
Yeah, so the
Asked us a couple of
LTM
questions.
boys, they engage with us a fair bit, and we do what we can for them.
Yeah,
Now that we're back
good
on
blokes.
track
We're gonna
too.
try and possibly maybe say good day to them in Adelaide, obviously being Adelaide boys.
Yeah. So we got one from the boys there. Not sure who wrote it. There's 3 of the boys there. Don't have their
Feel free to tell
names
them.
on hand right now. But we've got one coming with one of the 2 points that they would like to see our perspective on was with Scaife. This is a direct quote. With
Yeah,
Scaife.
I'm ready. I got it on my screen.
Oh fuck. With Scaife stepping away from the Supercars board, could this be a sign that he may be leaving the commentary booth? That's posed as a question.
Negative.
Yeah, fuck no. I don't think so.
Nah, he's not going anywhere.
If he was, it's in 5 years or something. I would say Scaife would be like 56-ish or something like that
Yeah,
now.
I'm gonna say he's pushing 60.
Yeah. He
Ish.
might just want to tone it down a little. A lot of big decisions coming
I think
through.
I've got a bit of insight here. I was reading some stuff about him and the new chairman of the board, whose name I don't have in front of me. I'm not going to bother looking for it.
Yeah.
They've been clashing a fair bit, and pretty much all the notions are saying that they do not like each other. And obviously, it's the chairman of the board versus a board member, and this crucial time period in Supercars coming up with the TV rights
and everything
being renegotiation and Gen 3 finally getting ironed out, and with Toyota. And maybe just sick of this shit. You know, I think everyone's had a job where they're just sick of this shit and wanna move on. So I don't see him leaving the commentary box. I think he should. Look, he's done a great job, but it's time to get some fresh blood in. Let's let Crompton's pretty much earned legendary station. We'll leave Crompton in there as the oldest statesman.
Yeah.
Bring in Chad Newland. Or bring back Matt Nolte if Matt Nolte's keen to come back and do some more. Or fuck, the Speed Series is over. I don't know what falling out Rusty had, but bring Rusty back.
Yeah. I mean, there's plenty of space for commentary.
And there's so many other names. Those are just the top 3 names. Mainly Chad. I think Chad's really the future of commentary.
Yeah.
In Supercars. Let's start getting Chad on the main game.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, he's covering plenty of Dunlop. He
does well when he fills in.
Yeah,
and does well on Dunlop.
And he does a lot of drag cars. He does a lot of commentary with Channel 7 for drags.
Yeah. Matt Nolte's another one.
Yeah.
Does a lot of Speed Series stuff. And does the Porsche Carrera Cup.
These guys are lined up, ready to make their own thing. But in terms of just reeling back, I don't think Scaife's going to leave for another few years. He might just quiet it down. And if he does leave, he'll be a guest appearance, definitely, because it's too well versed.
Do you want to read out the second one?
Yeah, so once again from the LTM boys, we've got, do you reckon Feeney Whincup can get redemption after last year, and could we see Lowndes back on the podium? I think we could see Lowndes third at most for Bathurst.
I don't see
just
it.
Purely off their performance at Sandown. And if if a bit of magic happens, like I think it's there, but it's not cemented. Like a lot would have to go their way, and I think they would be close enough to the right position to strike at the right time. I don't think they would qualify extremely well or like, but I think they were.
And Murray was qualifying at Sandown too.
I think
this is more a 50-50 arrangement between Murray and Lowndes than what it is a primary and a co-drive.
I think it's I think they could definitely be at the right place at the right time for Landsey to see the podium again at Bathurst. Feeney and Whincup, I think they will go I think they're going to crash out. Just, I don't know, someone's telling me they're going to just get
You
caught
reckon,
up.
you reckon turn 3's gonna bite Win Cup again?
Yeah.
Oh no, you can't discount them.
No, you can't.
They were very competitive last year. They were very competitive at Sandown. Also, they won Sandown last year together.
Yeah.
But the Mountain chooses its winners, and
A wall's a wall.
walls don't move
No.
like trees.
And on that note, I actually found that out yesterday in a go-kart at fastest.
Oh, I thought you were about to say you've had another car accident.
No. Just at Karting Madness Braybrook, I was doing qualifying, fastest part of the track. It's like you're full tit left-hander, kind of open. You can take it full tit. I got distracted for like 1 second. I think I don't know. I just got distracted looking behind me, seeing if I was getting caught up on, so I could follow someone faster than me, whatever. I hit that wall so fucking. It wasn't a tire wall. It was like a tube wall, and they've got L brackets there. Like that holds the wall. It's not like spring loaded or anything. It doesn't like absorb. I actually thought I fractured like my hip or some shit. Like I'm surprised I'm still walking right now. But anyway, that's a little off topic thing. Hit the wall very fucking hard and decided not to do that again for the rest of the night.
Sucked in.
Yeah.
So anyway, yeah, I was saying, anything's open for Feeney Win Cup redemption. Crazier things have happened.
They have.
Yeah, so the Mountain chooses its winners, so we'll see what Feeney Win Cup can qualify and what they can do. Pretty much same question for Lowndes. Like crazier things have happened, but a big thing was a lot of the main cars were out of contention when they got that P5. The 17 was out. The 1 was out. Obviously, Brody Kostecki's always been really good at Bathurst. I think he's been on the podium every race for the last few years. So with those two back in play, and with Chas Mazda also back in play because he was kind of out of it after Lee Holdsworth had that spin. We'll see. We'll see what happens. It's a bit of a shit answer because I won't say it will happen, but also crazier things won't have happened.
Yeah.
We got to wrap this up, so let's quickly do a quick run fire through the silly season since we've been gone. So Kimi Antonelli has been confirmed to be Lewis Hamilton's replacement at Mercedes.
Jack Doohan going to Alpine, so another Aussie on the grid. That's good to hear.
Yep. Brody Kostecki going to Johnson Racing,
which they had a little weird handshake fucking operation up at Queensland.
Very weird, and that was part of the reason why Erebus now threatened to sue Scott Pike because he thought that was weird.
Yeah, and we've got Cooper Murray going to Erebus to fill in the Kostecki seat. Best of luck to him. Hopefully it's not a shitstorm when he gets there. Probably
it's great. Be. This will be the internal turnover of Erebus picks up a young upcoming driver, mainly because they're cheap.
Yeah.
They make him into a powerhouse. He leaves. Brody flips his shit because he left and then does it again. They've done it so many times now. They cracked it big time when De Pasquale left because they just wanted De Pasquale all the way up, gave him a 2 years drive. He went to Dick Johnson.
Yeah.
They mega lost their shit when Will Brown left because they sponsored him up all the way, like Brody Kostecki, for him just to piss off the Triple Eight. And now also Kostecki's gone as well for similar circumstances. So I look forward to Barry Ryan just losing his mind in 4 years' time when Cooper Murray leaves.
Yeah.
To go to Dick Johnson or something ridiculous.
All right, moving on. We've got Tim Slade out. Valtteri Bottas. Retiring. Hopefully one more year in. After that, he'll be chalking it up.
I said it was going to be a 2-year deal with Audi.
Yeah.
Because Valtteri Bottas refuses to sign 1-year deals.
Yeah. Fair enough.
Yep. Quick run through the championship standings. Will Brown's still on top with 2,280 points. Chas Mostert fallen back a little bit. 189 points behind. Brock Feeney a little bit more behind with a gap of 220.
Supercars Enduro Cup taking us with Will Brown and Scott Pye on the lead. Brock Feeney Jamie Whincup second, James Golding, and you wrote David Tussle. Coming in
I'm
third.
aware because I don't have him in the system to just hashtag him.
So that's the
Uh,
Supercars Enduro Cup, leading us into Super 2, Dan.
Super 2, Kai Allen extends his lead. Zach Bates followed by Aaron Cameron,
And
which found the rim, I must add, hilarious. And there's a lot of the super guy. Look, we had a lot of banter about the rim, about where it came from and what was happening. There's a lot of stuff I won't repeat because I don't want to be hurting anyone's feelings. But look, there were some mean things said about where the wheel came from, mainly from the Super 2 guys. Like the main guys found it kind of funny and weird. Look, one Super 2 driver, I won't name who it was, asked me where it came from. So I came off Richie Stanway's car when he had that stack of practice at Bathurst this year. And he goes, you should ask him for the other 3 because he won't be needing them next year. So just cut
those
from,
guys haven't gone through
from Super 2
PR
guys.
training yet, so
Nah, but I don't give a fuck. And I know maybe Stanway is not well liked.
maybe, but I wouldn't read too much into it.
Maybe not, or maybe just the Super 2 guys are cunts.
Yeah. Leading us into the F1 Championship standings, we've got Max Verstappen still on top. Lando Norris trying to close the gap. Not sure what the numbers are there, but come on, Lando, don't lose by 1 point because Daniel Ricciardo got a fast lap. And Charles Leclerc following in third, so he's actually having a nice season, but I don't think it's too
we
much
don't have it in
contention.
front of us, but we don't have it in front of us, but
what,
McLaren
Daniel?
now lead the Constructors' Championship.
Yes. So good job to McLaren. Anyway, that's the RaceNuts episode 20 Mad Catch-Up podcast.
Mad chaos catch up. Stay tuned for the next couple of days for our Bathurst special.
No, Maccas, thank you very much for listening if you made it this far.
All right, see yous.